Friday the 1st of February, and if my calculations are correct, it is 30 weeks to UTMB. Ultra Trail Du Mont Blanc, 170 kilometers, 10,000 meters of climbing, so in old money that's about 106, 107 miles, and over 30,000 feet, which is higher than Mount Everest. And that is going to be the goal race, the A race for me for 2019. It'll also be my first 100 miler. 30 weeks out for me, that means from Monday I am on full UTMB training. "30 weeks. So what does that look like for the training plan? Well, there is a plan I've devised available on Training Peaks if you want to see what type of training I'm going to be doing, if you want to follow along for your own training. But essentially it will consist of 3 phases: preparation, build, and then competition. I should have picked a less steep hill to talk on. And that will involve not just the running element, but also the strength and conditioning. So initially I'll be looking at stability and balance type drills, then moving to heavier weights in the strength phase, and then the competition phase of strength and conditioning will be kind of power, so more explosive exercises to complement the training I'll also be doing out on the trails. For me, the primary focus will be on elevation and time on feet, rather than looking specifically at distances. That's where I've come from, basically along this ridge, up over 1,000 meters, getting into the snow now. And that mountain over there is Canigou, 2,785, or in some maps 84 meters, so what's that, 10,000 feet. Make sure you subscribe, hit the bell notification, and share this video if you know anyone that's doing UTMB, as I'm going to be documenting all of my training, probably in a weekly video. So I'll film a key session every week, getting more into the detail of what those sessions are going to look like. I'll have a weekly uphill specific one. That used to be working on a treadmill, but now it'll be out on the trails, because I'm very lucky and have the opportunity to train somewhere like this. With the uphill specifics, what I've done is I've looked at all the key climbs on the UTMB course, taken the distance, average gradient, and then found trails in the local area which match that. So once a week I will be doing the equivalent of one of those specific climbs at UTMB. On all my long runs, I'll also be trying to do the same proportion of elevation to distance. So in metric, it's around 61 meters of climbing per kilometer. So if I go out and do a 10-kilometer run, I'll be aiming to get 610 meters of climbing in that run. I must be at altitude, my math has gone off. The next thing I'll be doing will be speed work midweek as well. That'll be on flatter trails, and that'll be building up from shorter intervals to longer intervals as I go through the different phases of training. And at some point I'll also be climbing Canigou, but that will be later in the year. Another key session for me will be lots of long, slow recovery runs. So heart rate, zone 1. I use a 7-zone system that was devised by Joe Friel specifically for running, and that is based on lactate threshold rather than maximum heart rate. So I'll be doing lots of zone 1 runs as recovery, typically between about half an hour and 1 hour long. The plan's progressive as well, so it's going to have build weeks, 3 build weeks, 1 recovery week. Another couple of things that I'm going to introduce to my training will be hiking with a weights vest as a recovery hike, and also, rather than a long run occasionally on a weekend, what I'll do is do a 2-day or 3-day with a rucksack on, go out hiking, camping gear, heavy backpack to build up leg strength. So that'll be a long time on feet, maybe not as far, but building up the strength in the legs. Now, I think what I'm going to do is head over here and then loop back round into the valley. The final element of my training plan will be looking at core strength and also recovery. So with the strength and conditioning program I'm going to be doing, I'll have 2 sessions a week and 1 on a recovery week, and that will have some core, but I'll also then do a standalone core session to make sure that I've got strength in the core, so get the power transfer when running, keep decent posture throughout the race. The recovery piece is in 2 parts, as I mentioned. There will be a recovery weeks built into the plan with a significantly lower training volume, and then with the other element will be about stretching, foam rolling, all those things which are so easy to neglect after a run or putting it off. So making sure that I do a lot of that. Following in snowshoe tracks. Been a bit slower going up here. So I'm looking to get to P. I'm currently at 1718 meters up over the top there, Canigou. So still another 1,000 meters. Back down at the road now. By the time I get back to the house, total of this run will probably be in the region around 30 kilometers with 1600 meters of climbing. So yeah, there we are, down at 725, so 1,000 meters lower down than I was. Highest point actually was probably about just under 1800, I think. I went a little bit higher from that signpost we saw by the hut. As I mentioned before in the video, if you know anyone that's doing UTMB, please make sure that you share this with them. If you're doing it yourself, I'd love to hear what your training is going to look like. Have you started it yet? Please leave a comment down below and make sure you subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on any future content. I'll see you next time.